Hey, what is up everyone? Killrian here bringing you another video, and this time it's going to be a TERA video. Some of y'all may notice I am playing a Reaper. I'm currently not retiring my Berserker, but I am trying the Reaper class out and enjoying it thus far. Look how edgy and kawaii XD my character is. But what this is about is this is going to be the new enchanting system that was introduced into TERA. So a lot of people had a lot of beef with the old enchanting system, getting plus 15, how big of a power spike getting plus 15 was, and so now they've escalated things to a much more linear fashion. So what I'd like to talk to y'all about is there is no plus 15 anymore, there is no plus 12 anymore, there is only up to plus 9. Once you obtain an item up to plus 9, you then can turn around and upgrade it into the next set of gear. So it's a much more linear progression of how your damage output goes. You do get small power spikes, like say for example going from the initial gear being Guardian, which is equal to the Ideal, which is 100% success as far as enchanting, up to the Twist Shard. You do get a slight increase of the base power that it gives you. And then switching over to the Frost Metal, which is the next step. So it goes Guardian, Twist Shard, Frost Metal, Stormcry. Stormcry being the best gear. So with this gear, as you go through the upgrading, you do get base power increases, base endurance increases, a flat standard line as far as the overall, what is it called, like defense or attack that you're getting from the items. But then once you hit the item cap, so Guardian at plus 6, Twist Shard at plus 9, Frost Metal at plus 9, you have the option to upgrade. Instead of just enchanting, which enchanting, as you can see, I can say, oh yes, I have these materials that I got from doing battlegrounds or doing dungeons. I want to go ahead and enchant this, and it'll give me a flat increase of plus 60 more defense. Once this hits plus 9, I'll then have the option to just upgrade the item and turn it into a Frost Metal piece. One more thing to note about the new enchanting system, there is no more RNG of Spellbind or anything like that. You can actually select the specific roles that you want on any set of gear. So whenever you actually identify a piece of gear, it will actually prompt you to say, okay, I want X, Y, Z as far as the rolled stat lines, which is really nice, especially whenever you get later on and you start looking at needing, 5 or 6 quote-unquote proper rolls to get your gear up and running or in a optimal situation. So let me give you a new breakdown of the enchanting system. So what we're going to be seeing is you're going to have your pieces of gear, right? Your pieces of gear, you click enchant in your inventory, you right click it, put it in here, and it's going to tell you what you need. Gold talents are the bread and butter of enchanting any armor. Silver talents are the bread and butter of enchanting any jewelry. Jewelry does not have a plus 1 through 9. It is solely an upgrade. So you take your earring, like let's take a look at this. I currently have a carving bellum earring. If I go to upgrade, it allows me to select this. Oh wait, that's right, you gotta have all your Niviots and stuff like that off. But we go ahead and check out our upgrade, right click this in, and it will tell me I can now enhance this up to the enigmatic carving daylight earring with a 59% chance of success. There is still some RNG. Every failure though, you do have a 3% increase, and there's a really neat feature that they introduced into the game. So to kind of help curve the concept of RNG when enchanting, they have introduced something called item XP. Any piece of gear that you have equipped whenever you complete Vanguard quests. So if you look at your Vanguard requests, let's take a look at our battlegrounds. If we win a Corsair Stronghold and turn in the Vanguard Daily, which they upped Vanguard Daily, I think up to 16 now, which is crazy per character, I get 220 item XP. Item XP applies to all gear being equipped at that moment in time. And so If I look at something like my frost metal weapon, which currently is, here, we'll go ahead and hit this here, 3,277 out of 1,629. Yes, it goes past the cap. I have the highest success rate, the baseline success rate, of 63% for frost metal gear. It does scale down, so if you're Guardian gear, you have a 100% chance regardless. If you're Twist Shard, you have a 50% baseline success rate with 100% guaranteed if you hit the caps on your gear. Say, for example, my chest piece, which is Twist Shard +7, I have a 100% success chance. It basically helps curve and gives reason for you to do certain Vanguard dailies and get this item XP. So instead of just literally praying to RNG every time, you actually have the ability, the power to influence that just by playing the game and doing content. So another thing to note is the new enchanting system is very gold reliant. Honestly speaking, getting all of these materials, like getting the golden derricks, which all these like golden derricks and golden plates and the silver talents, and then the silver, there's some upgraded silver thing that's like a golden derrick. These actually you have to have crafters craft them, so they gave use to master weaponsmith, master armorsmiths, etc. in this patch, which is rather nice. But all the other materials, like your liquid metal, your hypnotic devices, these are a joke to get. Like, honestly speaking, if you're doing BGs and just getting BG boxes, you're going to have so many of these materials, you're just not going to be able to keep up with money. The gold requirement to enchant a lot of this stuff is pretty high. Like, you know, the players who have millions and millions of gold, but I'm talking to the individuals who are just starting this game and just getting into it. The gold requirement for all of this stuff is definitely pretty high up. You know, every single attempt that I do on this Twist Shard, though it is a 100% chance, I'm spending 2k gold per pop. Not to mention, especially if you're having to buy golden talents, which this is really a form of getting of money making, but there's not a lot of really consistent ways other than like Island of Dawn. I'm going to be making a gold guide or a tips and tricks as far as making money now, but I for the most part just wanted to address the enchanting system in this video. So with the new enchanting system, I overall think it has been a positive change to the game. It is very gold reliant, but that also promotes players, that basically promotes players actually doing daily content and everything like that. And the higher up that you clear in this said content, you actually do end up getting more and more gold. I think they could have done a little bit better of a job, but there's a huge emphasis now on your gems. So like your ruby, your sapphire, your emeralds, because you can actually craft emeralds and things like that, and it's actually a required item to attempt to enchant gear now. With that in mind, hold on to any of your gems, guys. Don't vendor them. If anything, broker them. Alright. All in all, once again, I do think that this linear progression of gear is a positive change to the game, but there's a lot of nitpicky type stuff that I say that they can improve on it. But for a player who's just getting into the game and wanting to actually gear up, especially if you haven't played for a long period of time, it's really easy to move in a very standard line. Or like, you log in, you get free Guardian gear. You literally get free full gear, pretty much. And then it's a very linear, like, easy to understand system as far as moving forward. The last thing I'd like to address before ending the video is any of the items that you're getting can be dismantled. They added dismantling into pretty much all the different materials, as well as all the old materials. So your Alcahest, your Spellbind, your Master Enigmatic Scrolls, your Semi-Enigmatic Scrolls, all can be dismantled to obtain Entropic Emblems. Entropic Emblems you can turn around and use to buy golden talents or use to buy silver talents. I definitely think golden talents are not... Like, golden talents are kind of worth getting early on, but you're primarily going to be using it for things like... I would say silver talents are harder to come across than golden talents are. Do not use them on like refined elixirs, metal fragments. You may end up using a couple on something like an Arcdaven oil, or I was finding myself using them on polished runic ore, but honestly, as long as you're running any dungeons, you're going to be coming across a ton of these materials, and it's not really necessary for you to buy them. Other than that, none of this stuff is particularly necessary or that useful. Any of the materials that you dismantle of the new content, so this being like if you've already done your wood chips from getting your guardian gear up to +6 or switching it over to twist shard, you don't need the wood chips anymore. You don't need the metal fragments anymore. You can go ahead and dismantle those and get metamorphic emblems. Metamorphic emblems are literally just a rotation tool that allows you to take all your old stuff and basically put it in towards new stuff. You aren't going to be using this on any of your old gear, or you're not going to be using this to buy any old equipment, more than likely, or old material items to craft things. You're probably just going to end up saving it for whenever later on you're going to be using it for like the panaphoric or panasulfic ash, you know, things along those lines. Maybe some polished runics or Arcdaven, whatever you need at that point in time. So I know this is kind of a ranty video. I know it's kind of jumbled up to a little bit, but hopefully this gives y'all a little bit more of a the concept and understanding of the enchanting system. If you have any questions, I'm gonna be closely monitoring the this comment section of this video for a little bit. And so if you have any kind of questions, don't hesitate to post. Don't forget to check out my YouTube, or my Twitch/YouTube streams Monday, Wednesday, Friday from 10 p.m. to midnight Central Standard Time, or on off days sometimes I'll go ahead and stream. Hopefully y'all are going to enjoy the TERA content. I'm happy to see that the TERA community, or TERA within Mass, has opened up an ambassador program, which I do plan on participating in, or hopefully getting accepted to participate in. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Catch y'all next time. Kilrian, the Reaper God, is here.